We're live. Let's see. Okay. We're live on both ends. All right. We're live, baby. Live all over the place. Okay. A little buzz on it. What the hell is that? Those of us that know that we're committed intellectual violence don't do so for the pleasure of mental masturbation with easily dictated. We do so because it came from the pressure of his mind so deep and difficult to believe. Good morning, my children of the sun. Welcome to the Open Eye on WHGE 95.3 FM. I'm Patrice Gibbs, your third eye optometrist, here to make sure that the information that you get is the real deal and that we are controlling the propaganda that reaches our community. Because you know full well the powers that be, those that control the mainstream propaganda, are not telling you the truth. That's why you come here. That's right. Oh yeah, and I'm live. I'm live on Facebook. You know, Black History Month is over. The study of our history is not. Interesting thing is, do we know how to study our history? Really? It's not enough to study our history yearly in February as recognizing our struggle. We must also recognize our accomplishments. On the real, we should study our history from a sociological perspective. Understand what made the Black man the progenitor of civilization. Why were we successful? You know, the main thing, and this is so for the African all over the world, whether it's in the diaspora, meaning here, the islands, anywhere that's not Africa, or on the motherland. Somehow, we have forgotten and have been convinced that we do not have the ability to manage a state. And that's just not so. We taught the world how to manage a state. We taught the world how to manage a state. We educated the world, the European and the Asian, on what it is and what it means to manage a state. We educated the world. We educated Europe like 3 times. Can you believe that? And they still didn't get it. We educated the Greek, who could barely speak. Most of his communication with his fellow Greek consisted of grunts, barely able to speak. We educated them, taught them to read and write. We educated the Roman. He didn't get it. He was so filled with debauchery, the lessons that he learned from us did not take. We educated Southern Europe, Spain, Italy, Portugal, other places. These people didn't even bathe. We dragged them kicking and screaming to the bathtub with soap and water. Educated and civilized the world. And you Africans, no matter where you are, don't think you know how to manage, have convinced others that you cannot manage a state. You're the best at it. Understand that. Good morning, Sherry. Glad to see you on there. You know, it's no accident that you learned about Helen Keller instead of W.E.B. Du Bois and Marcus Garvey. You learned about the Watts and L.A. riots, but not Tulsa or Wilmington, North Carolina. You learned that George Washington's dentures were made from wood. That's a lie. They were made from the teeth of slaves. Dentists would pull slaves out and make dentures for George Washington. That's how they got them. You learned about black ghettos, but not Black Wall Street. You learned about the New Deal, FDR's programs to turn the economy around after the Depression. But you didn't learn about redlining and how most of those programs were prohibited from benefiting blacks. If you don't know what redlining is, that's something you need to study. That's something I'm gonna have to come in here and really break it down for you. Because what you have to understand about redlining is that it prevented Black people in America from accumulating wealth through real estate. See, certain sections of a city were redlined, drawn off. And banks declared that these redline areas were not worthy of investment. Blacks could not borrow money to buy homes, to get a mortgage in these areas. That's how ghettos were created. We learned about Tommy Smith's fist in the air at the 1968 Olympics, but not that he was sent home the next day and stripped of his medals. You learned about black crime, but white criminals were never lumped together and discussed in terms of their race. You know, one of the things you will hear about when black on black crime was talked about, especially during the 90s when the gangs of LA were really being focused on and what have you, was drive-by shootings. You would think that the gangs in LA were the ones who came up with this drive-by shootings. No, it was not Black people in the underground economy that started drive-by shootings. Drive-by shootings started with the Tommy gun in Chicago. It was the McFarlane gang against, I think they were against either Capone or the North Side gang. That's where drive-by shootings started at. That's where that mess started at. It was not black gangs that started drive-by shootings. It was the gangsters of Chicago that started that. You learned about states' rights as a cause of the Civil War, the biggest crime. But no one taught you that slavery was mentioned 80 times in the Articles of Succession. See, privilege is having history rewritten so that you don't have to acknowledge uncomfortable facts. Racism is perpetrated by people who refuse to learn or acknowledge this reality. It's no accident. This was planned. WHGE 95.3 FM. The Open Eye. The Open Eye, brought to you by the Delaware Center for Homeless Vets, founders and builders of the Pearl Center. What up, y'all? I got you. Delaware Center for Homeless Vets, changing veterans' lives all over Delaware. What's up, bro? What you got there? Silky, hard work to that Nsoromma. Out now. Yes, or contributors are theirs and are not intended to belong in any religion. Oh, okay. You gonna read that? You gonna read it? WHGE 95.3 FM, the Open Eye. I'm Patrice Gibbs, your third eye optometrist. Joined on the air by Nsoromma. Yeah. Our intellectual surgeon. What's up, brother? What's up? What's up? What's good, homie? What's good? Oh, it's all good. Since I was talking about chop. All right. Since I was talking about the founding father, a big thing for those that claim to adhere to the Constitution, right, is what did the founding fathers intend? What did they intend? Oh, well, what the founding fathers didn't intend for. Listen, the founding fathers didn't intend for black slaves to go free. They damn sure didn't intend for that. And they did not intend for women to vote. And they did not intend for men to vote who did not own land. So, let's get over that, what the founding fathers intended. Because what they intended for me was that I would live in slavery for perpetuity. And that they would be able, you know what? What? These people are celebrated as heroes. They were monsters.
Yes, they were, man. Yes, they were.
They enslaved people, murdered the Native American.
And they did everything in their power to try to cover up slavery, and it's still going on today. I mean, they always put loopholes inside of, oh yeah, we'll give you freedom, but you can't be outside after 5, and we let y'all go at 4:30, and you ain't got nowhere to go. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So once they lock you up, and the police is the forerunner of that system. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That's why we as blacks is getting so attacked by the police force as black people, because they are the slave rounduppers.
Yeah, that's what they are, and that's what they do. And if they can't round you up, they'll kill your ass.
That's right.
Yeah.
And and it's serious, because it's really affecting our mentality and our thinking, which is holding us up from making moves in our lives. Mm-hmm. Like, you riding down the street and the cop get behind you, you almost can have a heart attack. You'll die because this police is behind you. Mm-hmm. White people don't go through that.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? They don't feel this type of pressure that they put on us, that they don't even exert to them. You know what I'm saying?
Remember the sister that had just separated from the Air Force? She had packed her stuff. She was leaving the base. Her car was full of all her belongings or what have you. She's moving on.
Right.
Okay. And so she's not driving, too fast. She might have been a little under the speed.
Okay, right.
Okay.
So time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you ain't gotta rush. They can say rush. You gotta rush in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So the cop pulled her over. This and you know what? This was one of the unusual
stops.
Well, yeah, and that there was no hostility in him for pulling her over. He was sincerely checking to see if she was all right because she was driving slow.
Okay.
Okay. But because of the relationship between black people and the cops, because of all that she had learned about Sandra Bland, about Castile, Philip Castile,
killed without justice.
Without justice.
Okay.
So when that cop pulled her over and scared her to death, she broke down in tears because she was so afraid that it was her turn.
And that's how a lot of black people feel. You know,
yeah.
That's the pressure that's on black people. That's in the American society. It's not only racism, but it's mainly that. And that extends all the way into the racist portraying the banking and the housing industry and the car loan, and when you go to get, I mean, everything is a higher percentage for
us.
Right. So
that's what
that's
you know. And I'm gonna tell you something. When you know, we've all been in relationships and what have you, and you break up and lose a relationship, or you fall out with a friend and what have you. That hurts your heart.
Right.
That hurts your heart. I'm going to tell you what hurts your heart.
What?
When you've been pulled over by the police and here comes another 2 or 3 damn cop cars.
Oh, yeah, they always put 25 police on one person.
Oh, hell yeah.
They black.
If your bladder weak, you sitting there needing a pair of Depends. Because you have an idea knowing what their record is when they dealing with us. What's going to happen?
That's terrible, man. That's terrible. The world can see their record and it don't care nothing. Just like Trump when he was in the office, America is a messy place.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm glad you said it like that because see, we're righteous people. So when we see other people suffering, we're like, hey, that's not right. Can't do that to them. You let them same damn people. Oh, that bloody hell. Yeah, hit the climb on that next. Damn people are music. Yeah, there's some of them sorry suckers wouldn't do business with me. The hell. Y'all can go to hell. No, y'all looking? Don't call my number no damn more. You a sorry son of a... Anyway. Yeah. But anyway, and I was saying, what we go through. Delaware Justice Department is reported by the News Journal. Thank you, Harmon Carey, for hitting me to this. The Delaware Justice Department cleared 4 officers in separate police shootings. They said, we investigated them. We investigated ourselves. Delaware Justice Department now. And found we didn't do nothing wrong.
I mean, if you look at the ratio and their percentage of all the ones that they have convicted, it's only been the black ones that they did convict. And it wasn't many.
That's what, like you said, and it wasn't many.
Right. So, I mean, when we looking for the owner of the corporation to punish themselves,
what do you expect?
Okay, I won't take no coffee this morning.
A woman police officer who opened fire on a man who was asleep in his running SUV last year cleared of all criminal wrongdoing. And I'm going to call him now. Officer Luis Vasquez fired 3 rounds at Jabri Hunter, hitting him twice after hearing a loud bang caused by a colleague attempting to break the driver's side window. So he heard this scary ass.
No, he heard his partner.
Right. That's why I said this scary ass
hit it loud. Why they just didn't go up to the car and knock on the window like the police do?
Like the police
use the stick to knock on your door to make sure that it's heard. So I mean, if you was just in the back of his car and you just tapped his trunk, boom, 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 and he was asleep, I mean, that's murder, straight laced. And they always get off. I hate that. I hate that. It's like I hate that, yo.
And you know what? A police officer in Delaware has never been found criminally liable in a shooting.
Right. Or from their mistakes and all that. It's liable, nothing. These families is missing people. And, oh man.
Yeah. Oh, man. And I'm sure there are going to be some some protests and some people having problems with it and what have you. But I'm gonna tell you on the real, look.
When they did something to Japan, and Japan came over there and dropped a bomb on them or whatever, they gave them money and reparations to go fix that stuff. I mean, until we respond as black people and drop the bomb on America, it's going to be always being like this. It's going to stay like this until we unite and drop the bomb on America and let them know that, yo,
we're not taking this.
It's done, or you're done.
Or you're
just
done.
That simple. I mean, yo, man, this is a messy situation in a messy world, and we shouldn't have to be like that in 2021.
That's what
we should be a civilization. Period.
But we're not.
I mean, we're not, and that's because of greed.
Well, see, and I said this last week. You teach people how to treat you.
Most definitely. Definitely.
Yeah. But too many of us are complacent within the system of global white supremacy. We found a comfortable niche, and too many of us are looking for a comfortable niche.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah. And when you get comfortable, unless something pulls you out of your comfort zone, unless that police murder hits your front door, your feeling about it is going to be minimal.
Wow. You know what I'm saying?
That's what
don't work.
No, because how many black people have you heard say, "Oh, he got shot by the cops"? What did he do? He didn't do a damn thing.
Exactly.
The cops rolled up on him, race soldiers with this white supremacy mindset, and murdered that person for nothing.
I mean, that's crazy. And I'm in situations like that myself. So I speak from being a victim.
I heard that.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And it's something that we supposedly have leaders, community leaders, and what have you, within our, within our community and what have you. And
that never speak on the real cause of the real problem and never attack. I mean, these people that's supposed to be representing us is really not representing us like that.
That's what
they used to say, when you want to get something done, you got to do it yourself. So we as a people got to do it ourselves.
That's what we got to do.
Unite and do it ourselves. Yeah. We don't need a representative speaking for the millions of us, because they're going to get behind closed doors and benefit themselves and their families and not think about the whole unity of our community to become a cycling economy. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna keep falling for the okie doke. Gift giving. I mean, it's just ridiculous how they got us so programmed to sell our own selves out. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what? One of the ways they did it?
What?
They gave us a book. Now, the same people who enslaved you, brutalized you, oppressed you, raped you, your women, and your children. And you think they're going to give you a book that's going to empower you? Have you lost your damn mind? Really? Let me tell you something. No book written could tell me what God wrote. The human brain is the world's greatest computer. Because it is self-aware, self-thinking, self-learning, and can even program itself. Why would God implant such abilities into our heads and then give us religions that discourage intelligent, critical thinking in exchange for blind, dumb faith? Wake up, y'all. Don't get caught in that.
And yo, what up, Karen? Butter. Hey, yo, and she was saying the main reasons why they get off the police and stuff is because they investigate them with the policies that they enforce that gives them a certain amount of space to be cleared for their mistakes and stuff like that. So I mean, if you're a police officer, you're supposed to be trained not to make mistakes. That's the whole key of being one of the elite.
That's word.
Thank you, Butter, for that.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Butter.
Was good.
Yes, indeed. This is the Open Eye I'm Patrice Gibbs.
I'm Nsoromma. Yeah, hey yo, what's up?
Right.
Hey Sherry, what's good? I see you over there chilling. Hey yo, thanks for the support, Ma. Thanks for the Irene, what's good? Ken, Kiana, what's up? Hey yo, happy birthday, Clarence. I know it's your birthday, boy. Hey, yo, hey William, you know what's good. Keep tuned in. Me say, your boy.
Who over there? Who over there on my thing?
Hey, yo, I was just out out Sherry.
All right, Sherry.
Irene, you know what I'm saying?
All right.
Ron Miller. Yo, what's good?
Brother Vaughn.
Oh, most definitely Vaughn. Always in the building. What's happening,
and brother Art Muhammad. Big us, brother. Haven't heard from you in a while.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
What's good, though?
Mm-hmm.
Yo, we got the album coming out too. It's out right now. So, yo, you'll be able to pick this up in like a couple local stores. My family, I mess with black-owned businesses. It can be white-owned. I ain't prejudiced. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing what I do, networking all over the world. So that's what it is. Open eyes. Liam, yeah. What's good?
WHGE 95.3 FM. Nsoromma by Nsoromma. Yes, indeed. Hey, why are there less flu cases since COVID-19?
Because they blaming all the flus with the COVID. They blended it all together.
Okay, why has the flu basically disappeared this year? You know what?
You ain't heard about that either. You know
but you know what? Brother Hameen Abdul Latif, he broke it down. He said flu season has been mild this year thanks to the mitigation measures used to contain COVID-19. It's not that complicated, such as physical distancing, mask wearing, school and office closures also contributed to the unusual inactive flu season. End of story. One less conspiracy theory killed with common sense, founded in science. So one less they, whoever the hell they are out to get us, whomever that is. You know, when somebody come up and tell me, well, you know, they say that who the hell is they?
They are the unseen. They're seeing all the things that you're doing, through all the technology that you're holding in your hand and having your house through your TV and your security surveillance. Yeah. They are the ones that can stop your money flow at any second and wonder what it is you're doing. That's who they are, and them.
Well,
they are the ones that come get you.
Yeah,
they are the ones that watch it.
Well, if they ain't got nerve enough to show up, they can go to hell. And if they come around my house, I'm gonna show them something.
FBI, CIA, DEA.
They're the alphabet people. They're the alphabet people.
They are the they.
I heard that.
And the them.
I heard
that. Other than that,
yeah. Well, I'm gonna move on to something a little different, okay?
Right.
Well, it's not different, but part of our history.
Okay.
I'm blown away by the fact that the last Black American, or the last African in America, prisoner of war, to be enslaved, Mr. Sylvester McGee died in 1971.
Right.
And the man lived for 130 years.
130.
This means if you're 48 or older, you lived at the same time as people who had been enslaved. See, slavery wasn't that long ago. We're talking about 2 grandmothers ago.
Right.
Let's stop pretending it was. Sylvester McGee may have been the last living slave in America and the oldest person who ever lived. Born a slave in North Carolina, he was the son of slaves who worked on the J.J. Shanks plantation.
Okay.
At 19, just before the Civil War, Sylvester was purchased from a slave market at Enterprise, Mississippi. Look, like I said, you know, it wasn't that long ago. Okay? Here's the crazy thing about you know, these white supremacists and the Confederates.
Right.
They tell us as black people, well, slavery was X number of years ago, 400. Just get over it. You want us to get over it, but you're still running around flying the Confederate flag, and your sorry ass ain't got over the fact that you lost the Civil War and that we're no longer slaves. See, we wasn't lazy until we no longer worked for free. You go to hell.
Ooh, that was laid on the food. You know what I'm saying? That was a purposely laid on the food.
Yes, indeed.
Yo, man, I tell you, it's really a crazy situation that's going on right now. I mean, it's really like an unbelievable fact that America is at this stage at this time, because there's other countries that's looking at America like, yo, we need to go over here and do what we gotta do while they like doing looking all discombobulated. You know what I mean? When you got people that's hungry that after you and they see you on and you're most downest moments, that's what it seemed like. You know, it seemed like it always keep hitting you. Boom, 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 boom. So, you know, I'm like, I wonder what's the unfold of the madness that's taking place right now.
Well, see, you know, a lot of the world powers, so-called world powers, who looked at America as the leader of the free world, when the orange disaster came in, you know, they was like, maybe it's time to supplant America as the leader of the free world, because if they're crazy enough to elect this idiot, you know, then maybe they will need to be leading the free world.
And what have you noticed too since Trump? You ain't heard nothing else about him. But the whole time he was in the presidency, you heard something every day, 4 or 5 times a day about him.
Yeah.
And now that he's out, he's supposed to get impeached. You don't hear none of that. He
got impeached, but he didn't get convicted. Well, he got some indictments coming up.
Listen,
he got some indictments coming up.
They're going to disappear too. I mean,
we'll see.
It's just the hope that we have as Americans. Right. They put that in so many
You know,
hey,
what you gonna do? Now, I'll tell you something. You know, when I mentioned slavery, what these white supremacists, alleged white supremacists, you know, don't realize is that the 1%, the elites, hate them as much as they hate us. What you don't understand is that what they have effectively done is made you debt slaves. If you got a mortgage, if you got a credit card, if you got a $1,100 cell phone that you're still paying on, guess what? You're a slave to the corporation.
That's right. America has made it that way.
Yeah.
They stopped us from bartering, bordering. What is it?
Bartering. You said it first,
They stopped us from bartering, and they try to make that use this instead of that. You know what I'm saying? Nah, man. That's why I try to stay original as possible, as close as human as possible that I can, and not become a robot.
I heard that. You know, because you know one of the main things that's going on right now that was supposed to happen when Biden got in office was raising the minimum wage to 15. Now, here's the crazy thing about raising the minimum wage to $15 an hour. If they pass the law, it's not going to raise the minimum wage immediately. They're talking about doing it gradually. Okay, bills don't come gradually. Okay, Miss Meal cramps don't come gradually. The hell's wrong with y'all? Well, the $15 minimum wage just failed yesterday because 8 Democratic senators voted against it. And guess who one of those Democratic senators was? Or 2, actually. Our senators, Tom Carper and Chris Coons, both of these voted against raising the minimum wage to $15 an hour. Now, here's the thing. Half of employees who make under $15 an hour get food stamps. See, this ideal that people on food stamps don't work, that's BS. It's biscuit sauce.
And not only that, you gotta understand the way the whole game is set up and manipulated to be thrown upon you. They go, okay, you got the 1% that own all the companies, and you forcing them to give them a pay raise or a minimum wage of $15. Okay, once you do that, they're gonna charge everything else. It's gonna go to the game. It's gonna be charged to the game. This product is now gonna go up $2. This product is now gonna go up 50 cents. It's gonna be spread throughout the corporation for them to get that money back. So in turn, you're still being in that poverty that you trying to get out of. Because when they give you that 15, it's gonna send inflation up to 22.
Well, you know what? This is the excuse. This is the excuse they use for not raising the minimum wage. Okay. Now, I got it here somewhere. Wait a minute. And let me tell you this. Okay.
Right.
Like I said, half of employees who make under $15 an hour get food stamps, Medicaid, and welfare. This costs taxpayers $107 billion a year. So instead of paying a few cents more for a hamburger, you're paying billions more to subsidize corporations who are paying literally paying poverty wages. Now you go somewhere like let me stick with that though. Okay? Because the taxpayer is subsidizing the corporations for paying slave wages.
Right.
In 1 year, the average American taxpayer making $50,000 a year pays $36 toward food stamps, $6 for other safety net programs, $870 for corporate subsidies, $1,600 to offset corporate loopholes, $1,231 to offset losses from corporate tax havens overseas.
Right.
If you think this is fair, you're either wealthy or you ain't too damn smart. Because in places like Norway, okay, workers make $22 an hour, get 2 to 4 weeks vacation, get maternity breaks, the man, the mother, and the father. Okay? And they're hamburger, and these people working in McDonald's now, and they get a pension. Okay? And their hamburger went up 50 cents. See, the problem is that we have way too many corporate-owned politicians sitting in the Capitol. That's the big part of the problem. And so what they do, they are not answering to the people that voted for them. They are answering to their corporate paymasters. And until y'all are clear on that, and this is on both sides of the aisle, whether it's Republican or Democrat, don't get that mixed. Like we always tell them, both parties are corrupt. They're nothing but like crime families. One family is the Genovese, the other is the Gambinos. The Gambino's gonna brush your little crumbs off the table. The Genovese ain't gonna give you a damn thing. That's the Republican Party. They ain't giving you nothing.
No,
they ain't giving you nothing. And they ain't got a problem with that.
That's messy.
Big time messy. Big time messy, bro. That's where we gonna hit you with time. You know, it's something we moving right along here. Moving right along, you know. Because I want to kind of get with this thing.
Did you see Coming to America?
Yeah, I did.
Too.
Yeah, did you?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I thought it was
continued off from where it was at.
From where it was at.
Older enough to know and get the concept of what was going on in the first one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I always enjoy Eddie. I was trying to figure out which one of those young actresses was his daughter, because one of them was his daughter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think it was the youngest one.
But
I don't know.
Yep. You're right. All right. Okay, like I was saying about this thing with this minimum wage.
Good.
Why do we bust our asses getting Democrats elected to the presidency? Because our senators Coon and Carper voted against raising the minimum wage. Got the Democrats elected to the presidency and in control of both houses of Congress. And they can't do a simple thing like raise the damn minimum wage.
I mean, they get in these positions anyway, and they act like they're going to be the, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And then once they get in there, they put a needle in their balloon, and it just be like, and they fizzle all the way down into the chair, and they say, shut up, it's going to still be ran like this. If you don't think about changing it, you might wind up going into the building and not coming out, not being found. You know, I mean, it's just that simple. You know what I'm saying? They play the game to the highest level of playing the game. You know what I'm saying? So it's just some things are forced in position, and that's what they've been doing. You know what I'm saying? Forcing the position on us and in position. Hostile takeover.
You know, I have my problem with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
And is that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez?
Yeah, that's the congresswoman from New York.
Okay.
But she sometimes she kick it right. Okay. It's like I was telling you. She said it's utterly embarrassing that pay people enough to live is even up for debate.
Right.
That shouldn't even be a debate. Right. Like I said, override the parliamentarian and raise the wage. McDonald's workers in Denmark, like I was saying, $22 an hour, 6 weeks paid leave. $15 an hour is a deep compromise, a big one considering the phasing. Okay? Because what you're doing is you're doing nothing but subsidizing corporations. That's what you're doing. That's exactly what you're doing. Now, what the right wing will tell you, the GOP, the Republicans, okay, is that liberals are nothing but lazy moochers. Okay, well, why are 95% of the poorest counties in the U.S. Republican? Why are 8 out of 10 of the poorest states Republican? Why do Republican states take more money from the federal government than they pay? So remind me again who the takers are. See, and the crazy thing is these people vote Republican, like I said. You know, they suffered.
Right.
They suffer. They live in poverty and this, that, and the other. But you know what? They're so brainwashed that they will tell you, we don't mind if it hurt us as long as it don't help them. That's some special hate for you. That's hate on a whole nother level, baby. That's what you hate. Your hate is on that level. You're a sick pup. You really are. You're a sick pup. That's what it is. WHGE 95.3 FM, the Open Eye. I'm Patrice Gibbs.
Nsoromma, of course.
Bringing it to you.
WHGE 95.3 FM. Yaga. Yo, God. Hey, Alicia, what's good? Thomas, you know what the door is. You know what it is. What's happening? You know what it is. Hey, yo, Kiana, Coming to America was blazing. It was good. It had all the emotions and all of that. It was good. You know what I'm saying? To understand the movie. Yeah. Most definitely. Yeah.
You understand the need as well with military and federal culture. You understood it by others.
Yeah. Nsoromma streaming all platforms. Go check it out. Hard work to that. The fire single we doing a video for. We just got finished doing a video for Super. So yo, be on the lookout for that. And also you just seen the video for BMW. If you got BMW, represent. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm ready to get the BMW sponsor. Coming and it's getting ready to be popping. And I'm gonna be doing some things with the BMW. So if you got BMW, represent. Drop your BMW on the line. I'll link up with you and let you know when the thing's going down. Yeah, I got it.
Right, all right.
691-7411. That's 302-691-7411. Delaware Central 106. Changes sexual line all over Delaware.
Right. And Delaware Home Care also. Dig me?
WHGE 95.3 FM. The open eye. Sound a little loud there. That's all good. Okay. Yeah, buddy. You know, I think I might have mentioned this last week, but I'm going to bring it up again anyway, because it's something that we need to understand. You go into a Japanese neighborhood, you don't see no Negro store.
Right.
You go in Chinatown, you don't see no Negro store.
Right.
You go into Jewtown, you don't see no Negro store.
Right.
But come on over here to Blacktown, and every kind of store is here but yours. Now, that was a quote from Malcolm X over 50 years ago. And guess what? It's still our reality. It's still our reality. We still are not controlling the economy in our community. You know,
we don't even have our own town, our own little city, our own little community that's being represented as a thriving economy community. So,
because where is Blacktown?
Ghetto. I mean, that's the closest that they try to make it to a black town.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the real black town, they burned down.
They burned it down.
Right.
And as soon as we build up, here they come. Now, they're not going to do like they did Black Wall Street and just come bomb us out.
Who knows? They did the move like that.
Yeah.
I mean, if they feel
that's a real
whatever
deep story.
Power necessary needs to be done to handle these N-words, this is what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? That's what we have to understand. They'll go all the way to the string.
Oh, yeah.
That's why Malcolm X came with by any means.
By any means.
They are already at the most extreme they can be at to do whatever it is they got to do for us to make it happen for them.
That's right.
So if we're not at the by all means necessary plus one.
Let's see, like I said, you know, they have employed other tactics now. Okay, for instance, license and inspection come and inspect your business and find that you have violations that it'll take $15,000 to fix by the end of the week. You got $15,000.
And then you play their game.
Yeah.
You go get that licensed inspector and put him in the basement and you do what you do and do what they do. And I mean, there's certain ways you gotta work with.
You got
Fire puts out fire sometimes.
Right.
And
you gotta know how to play the game.
Exactly.
You gotta know how to play the game.
It don't always take money to do things.
No. No, not always.
Exactly.
But it sure as hell don't hurt. Sometimes
it definitely don't hurt.
You grease some palms.
You see our kids in our community getting killed for free. And then when you know, if it's a situation where, yo, I need that hit or need something done to this guy or something did to that girl, they easily do that now because they hungry for whatever it is.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it so dangerous.
Yes, it
You know
does.
what I'm saying?
And I'll tell you something else. Now, we haven't heard it in a while because the kids haven't been in school.
Right.
You know? But after all these school shootings, okay, over 10,000 school police officers were hired just in case a school shooting happened. That started with Columbine. 2 decades later, they haven't stopped one damn school shooting. Instead, they've arrested over 1 million black kids. And it's not black kids doing these damn school shootings. So see, that indoctrination starts early. It starts in school.
Yeah.
See, they fool people into thinking, yeah, we're going to go after these school shooters. They had no intention of going after them. Who they go after? As the 13-year-old boy that the cop put his knee on his neck. Or the 9-year-old girl that 4 cop cars showed up for it, and the damn police pepper sprayed that child the hell out of here. Look, dear America, I saw this.
That's why I lose respect for the. It's good people that wear them suits sometimes, but it's very hard to find them because there's so many of them that's like that. That I don't respect them anymore. They have to build their respect back up, and they ain't even trying to even care if you respect them or not. So they only not here because they carry a gun, you know, and they carry these forceful objects that they can pull out and enforce on you at any time they feel as though you are talking to them wrong. I mean, you can have the freedom of speech to say whatever it is.
They act like disagreeing with them is against the law.
Take whatever, because that's your job. If I was to just pull up to you when you pull over my car over and get out the car and start spraying with the AK or spraying with the Tommy gun and then pull back off because I know that eventually if I talk to you wrong, I'm going to get killed or go to jail. That's what the outcome be for mostly black people that get pulled over. I mean, it's a war, man.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And they forefronting it on their own people. I mean, I don't get it, man. I don't get it.
You know what? And you said something that, yes, there are some decent cops, some good cops, okay? But the thing is this, if the good cops aren't doing anything about the bad cops, they bad cops too. Because if you
gotta understand, they just as scared as us.
Yeah.
This is a organization that'll get you too. I don't care what's going down. They know what they're capable of because they're behind the scenes with it. So of course they're not going to sometimes
step up.
It takes a real true soldier and a warrior to step up. I mean, if you feel, look, I'm like this. I'm already dead. So I'm living. I'm making everything happen right now during the time I'm living because, like you said, I can die just from natural causes or I can die from the police. They're the only two things that I know that I can die from because I'm not messing with nobody that get killed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing any type of criminal activity to be put myself in a situation to get killed.
I've heard that. My thing is this, like I said, right? And I agree. It takes a serious soldier to step up because they know that in that culture, if you step up, you're going to be ostracized and you just might be killed. I don't know if many of you heard of Serpico. And this dates all the way back to the 70s, 60s, and 70s, where Serpico, an undercover police officer, okay, was almost murdered by his own for stepping up on police corruption. Now, of course, we talked about the armed disaster, and we all know about the terrorist attack on the Capitol. And during this terrorist attack, former Vice President Mike Pence did his job and counted the votes, or attempted to. And Trump told his followers, get him. He threw him under the bus and put his life in danger. Do you know how deranged you have to be to side with people who are trying to murder you? Mike Pence is just another member of the Trump cult. His religion is not Christianity, it's white supremacy. All right. Now, tell you something. It's clear that the Orange Disaster's followers are a cult. That's clear. Have you heard of this QAnon?
The QAnon.
Yeah, that gives up all the conspiracy theories and what have you. QAnon.
No, I ain't heard of that yet.
Well, this QAnon thing is really deep, and we're gonna have to get into it next week.
Okay.
But QAnon is where these Trumpsters get their information from online.
Right.
QAnon told them that, yesterday was supposed to be the real inauguration, March 4th.
Oh.
Okay. They don't count any president. Okay, these Trumpsters and white supremacists and whatever they are, they don't count any president that was not inaugurated on March 4th because they said that was the real inauguration date. So there's only been 18 presidents. And Trump was supposed to be, according to QAnon, was supposed to be inaugurated yesterday. It didn't happen. Okay, you silly. Anyway, Cool and I has been feeding these people information that has been so crazy that has even attempted, has even separated families. Like I said, it's clear that the Orange Disasters followers are a cult. And they are very dangerous because they can be spurred to violence and directed. Fortunately, in spite of what a lot of people believe, Trump is not actually very smart. He's really just a second-rate con man that had access to finance. And he's a showman. Trump is like a severely mentally ill P.T. Barnum with none of the charm. Comparing Trump to Hitler overrates Trump. He's not that clever nor smart. Trump has no real understanding of the rudiments of political power and how to actually wield it.
Right.
The main reason he still holds sway over the GOP is because the Republicans are corrupt cowards and fear his followers. Make no mistake, Trump is a very dangerous white supremacist, but he would be a lot more dangerous if he had actual smarts.
Right.
Like I always tell you, destiny determines who enters your life, but you decide who stays. Therefore, value those who value you and don't treat those as a priority who treat you as an option.
True, true.
I'm Patrice Gibbs.
I'm Nsoromma.
WHGE 95.3 FM. This has been The Open Eye.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for joining us.
Yo, what's good? You know what it is? Yo, Pat, what's good?
Hey, what's good? Hey, peace. Thanks for joining us. Really enjoyed you. Stay tuned for Timeless Times coming up.
You know what it is. No folks chilling. Yo, you're in the building. What's good?